Well, we're really excited for this segment. Joining us for an Evening Edit exclusive from Senate Armed Services and Senate Agriculture, Senator Joni Ernst, and from the watchdog group, the White Coat Waste Project, Justin Goodman. It's great to have you both on. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, Senator, you've been helping to lead the charge to stop future pandemics killing people around the world. Both of you just filed federal complaints that EcoHealth Alliance broke federal laws. It's still getting money to work on superviruses, Senator. Can you tell us what's going on?
Yes, exactly. This week, the Biden administration, through the National Institutes of Health, reinstated the funding that flows through NIH to EcoHealth to study the coronavirus in bats. This is the very project that may have led to the origins of COVID-19. And we know that EcoHealth has disregarded our laws by failing to disclose associated studies with our taxpayer dollars. So it is very unfortunate that President Biden continues to go down this path. And I'm so thankful that we have the White Coat Waste Project and Justin Goodman out there working to safeguard our tax dollars as well.
Yeah, so what the senator just said, Justin, there's more and more evidence of a breakdown and oversight of this research. How much money are we talking about, Justin?
So EcoHealth Alliance is like the poster child at this point for waste, fraud, and abuse in federal contracting. And it's a recipe for disaster to keep shipping taxpayer dollars to them to cook up super viruses in foreign countries. Just since the pandemic began, EcoHealth Alliance has received $50 million in new taxpayer funding from the NIH, from the National Science Foundation, and even from the DoD's Weapons of Mass Destruction account. They are still going around the world with our tax dollars, collecting viruses in remote places, bringing them into laboratories for dangerous animal experiments in high security bioagent labs in foreign countries where there's no oversight or accountability. This is just insanity.
Yeah, so what Justin just said, Senator, didn't HHS, the Inspector General, and the GAO found EcoHealth is breaking the laws here?
Yes, absolutely, they have. And we have really pushed on this issue here in Congress as well, because they are totally disregarding our nation's laws, and yet they continue to receive this funding. Justin mentioned the amount of dollars that have gone since COVID, but overall, EcoHealth has received over $80 million since 2008. And never mind the fact that they are working through EcoHealth to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. That's where these dollars are going, and we know that they are closely associated with the Chinese military and, of course, the Chinese government, the communist government. So here we are, American taxpayer dollars being funded to one of our greatest adversaries.
Just to stay with the senator for a second. Senator, we've seen scientists testifying that you don't need to do supervirus research to create drugs and vaccines. Is that true?
Yes, I would say that that is true. Of course, I am not a scientist, but I would lean heavily on those that are very careful about this type of research. We want to make sure that there is proper oversight if these projects are being conducted. And EcoHealth has blinded us. They will not allow us access to information, and that does go against our laws. So, one, they're breaking the laws. Two, why is President Biden continuing to fund EcoHealth Alliance through the NIH when we know that they will not comply with U.S. law? So
what the senator just said, Justin, EcoHealth reportedly did not notify NIH when a lethal supervirus had been created in a lab overseas, intentionally did not report it spent U.S. tax dollars on China's state-run Wuhan Institute of Virology for dangerous experiments on bat coronavirus. There's like an iron curtain that's dropped around this research. Washington Post has been trying to get information. Dr. Fauci at the time was stonewalling in 2021 about the funding of this research. What are you finding, Justin? Why is it so difficult to get information out of an agency that taxpayers fund?
These white coats are entrenched, and Peter Daszak and EcoHealth Alliance have deep ties to not only the U.S. government and people like Anthony Fauci at the NIH, but also to the Chinese government and the DoD. We really don't know how deep the tentacles of EcoHealth go into our federal government, and that's why these investigations are so important, the ones that are being led by Senator Joni Ernst. We're so grateful for her leadership. But ultimately, we see that EcoHealth Alliance continues to violate the law with impunity just days after it was awarded with a new grant from the NIH. And that's an insult to injury to not only the millions of people who died from the pandemic, but also to the billions of people whose lives were crippled because of it. It's you stop the money, stop the madness. We have to defund this place.
Senator Joni Ernst, Justin Goodman,
Yes.
thank you so much for bringing us this story. We'll stay on it. It's good to have you both on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz.
Okay, coming